Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, September 21st, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align with myself holistically, body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart. And we're going to do a brief overview like I've been doing Sunday nights for the week ahead. But we're going to start with the fact that we are in our final day of Sun in Virgo. So it's very important to really understand the lesson of the sign that you're in before we move to the next sign. So before we move into Libra, rather early on Tuesday morning, we really want to get this holistic balance within ourselves, because from this point we can find our center. We can find our balance with the world around us. But so often we're trying to seek that balance in the world outside of us, that Libra energy, and meanwhile we're a mess inside. So tune in, body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart. Where do you need to bring your focus? That's part of that Virgo energy. Where do you need to bring that attention right now to find yourself in balance? So what do we have this week ahead? YODS and more YODS. We actually have 2 YODS that we're looking at on Monday, and we're going to continue on. We're going to have Venus-focused YOD, Pluto-focused YOD throughout the week. What does YOD mean? YOD is the finger of God. It is the finger of fate. It is a reminder that there's a very important lesson at hand. With challenges built into boot. So be aware, this week may be another one of those challenging energies. But with the sun moving into Libra, our work is to find that harmony inside. Again, going back to the Virgo lesson, body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart. Are you balanced in that? Because if you find your balance in those, finding your center will be a lot easier. And then you can harmonize with the outside world, with the world around you. So awareness of that with Libra coming in. It is also fall equinox energy. Equinox, equal. So the universe right now, the world, the earth, is encouraging us to find some semblance of balance in ourselves. So awareness of that. What else do we have going on this week? So many YODs. I was just looking at the week ahead and I was like, there's a YOD and there's a YOD. I'm sure there's a song about that somewhere. We're going to have Mercury shifting into Scorpio this week ahead. I'm a fan of Mercury and Scorpio energy. It really does allow us to see under the surface. And that being said, we're actually going to be entering our shadow period before Mercury retrograde this week. So technology may start getting a little wonky. Communications may start getting a little wonky. The Mercury retrograde is going to begin in the sign of Scorpio and retrograde back into Libra. So we're going to have some dueling lessons in this Mercury retrograde. But be aware, our lessons pretty much like Wednesday, we're going to be beginning them, tuning into these lessons, finding our harmony and being able to communicate that to others. But then that Scorpio energy, really looking beneath the surface. And even as I'm looking at this and feeling this, I feel like there's so many worth lessons that are still piling on. That's part of that Venus YOD that we'll dig into a little bit more. Be aware of that with these lessons beginning with Mercury in Libra. There may be some untended worth and value lessons coming up from the deep, coming up from the depths. We are also in our final week of Saturn retrograde. So this is important because for the last 2.5 years, we have been working these Saturn lessons. So Saturn's like in that last retrograde push, asking us to dig deeper into what we came here for on soul mission, soul purpose energy. And the remainder of 2020 pretty much is going to be Saturn like, okay, did you get it? Here's a lesson, here's a lesson, here's a lesson, here's a lesson, as it moves forward again. So be aware, lessons around purpose may come up. And I think lessons of purpose can be deeply entwined with lessons of worth. So be aware of that. Is there anything else I want to look at in this week ahead? I think we're good there can tune in daily. Of course, I will lead you through it. And I just realized I totally forgot to pull cards. So let me shuffle them as we do this. So today, like I said, we've got dueling yods. We finally reach the peak of this Mars yod with the Sun in Virgo feeding in, and Moon in Scorpio also feeding in. Moon in Scorpio bringing up hidden fears, hidden energies around survival, potentially even past life stuff. And a lot of times, fear energy, there's two ways we react to fear. Well, no, there's more. I guess it's like freeze, fight, fawn. My friend calls it appease. There's multiple ways, actually, that we deal with fear. Being aware how the fear is making you react in this energy will be very important. That Sun lesson in this yod energy is, are you listening to your body? Are you feeling it in your body? Are you feeling it in your root chakra? Are you feeling it in your solar plexus? Those are the areas I generally feel fear around. So tuning into that, and then looking into the rest of yourself, body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. How are you called to show up as a warrior for yourself, facing these energies that are bubbling to the surface? Now, this really goes very well hand in hand with our Venus yod that we've got going on. This Venus yod feels very potent, very powerful, as it's actually aligned with Vesta. So we have Venus and Vesta holding space in Leo. Vesta energy, that is your light. It is your goddess. When I was looking at this, one of my favorite quotes from Rumi that I have not used in so long came to mind. You are the soul of the universe, and your name is love. Really knowing yourself on that worth level, that is Venus and Leo. Thinking the highest of yourself. Don't worry, there's plenty of other things that can take you down a few notches if you need to, but really holding space for that. Jupiter feeding in. Are you building this into the new way that you're presenting yourself in the world? Are you bringing this into the physical? It's one thing to be able to think on that level, but can you carry yourself in the physical world on that level? The other energy feeding in is Neptune. So like I said, there may be some old stuff bubbling up. That Neptune energy to me feels like some past life stuff. And I think a lot of us are carrying, whether it's ancestral or past life, both, but a lot of worth stuff that keeps us from really accessing that heart of the soul of the universe energy within ourselves. So you may have some stories coming up. Can you stand up for those stories? Can you not react to those stories? Like I said, these yods feel very intertwined in me. And again, these are important lessons as we are moving on in this 2020 energy. Before the moon shifts into Sagittarius, the moon in Scorpio will be making several connections to Pluto and to Saturn. This also may be showing up the fear of not showing up in the world in the way you've been taught, or not showing up in the world is the way you've been expected to. Can you show up in your purpose? That takes a lot of power to show up in that way. So be aware, like, whose path are you taking? Are you honoring your path, or are you still following a path that somebody else laid out for you? Or are you even honoring your personal soul path? It's so easy to be influence. That's been coming up a lot lately. Influence from outside. So that you're following a path that maybe even feels good, but it's like you have that nagging feeling inside. Is this it? Is this really it? So be aware of that in this energy. Like I said, moon shifting into Sagittarius at 12:30. Maybe we can see some of these things from a higher perspective. I actually have. I have the totality card, the Be Here Now card, and it's in reverse. But if you can move into wait, what is the higher lesson here? Especially in the afternoon, after we pass by that Mars yod. The Mars yod is going to move on once the moon moves out of Scorpio. What is the higher lesson in there? What is it that I'm called to understand? The understanding card. Understand in this energy. And then we have, that's part of the yod I already talked about. Venus in conjunct Jupiter. It's not enough to just know, you must live it. It goes back to that Rumi quote, or it's actually a Shams quote, Rumi's teacher's quote. You must now live what you have been reading about. So do keep that in mind through the day, but you may have some challenges from influencers or authorities outside of you who are like, no, that's not the path you should be walking. Only you really know. And it is in tuning in with the heart. Do keep in mind, listening to the body, this is the last day of the sun in Virgo, so we really do want to connect in with that energy, and that will support a more harmonized Libra process. So take it easy on yourself. Don't spin yourself out overthinking things this way or that way. Which way am I supposed to go? If you find yourself in that position, drop into your heart, drop a little deeper. It means that you haven't found that alignment, body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart. And that's really what we're working for. The maturity card, finding that wholeness, finding that holiness, body, mind, spirit, soul, and heart. So that is it for today. Happy week ahead. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.